Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Quentin Smith. Party primaries are approaching, which means candidates are hitting the campaign trail. Tonight, several of them were in Louisville. The Winston County Republican Party hosted a candidate forum to get voters energized for this year's elections. More than a dozen candidates running for statewide, district, and county seats were at the event. During the forum, those running for office were able to have a meet and greet with those in attendance to lay out their blueprint and convince them why they're the best candidate on the ballot.
We need the people to see, talk to, and hear these candidates. You know, everybody's different, so each one of these candidates have different ideas about how they see the state proceeding. So we want the people to see and hear and talk to them, be able to rub shoulders with them, and just get some ideas of how they may vote come August.
And primaries are set for August 6th. Well, it is now time to turn our attention over to weather. Meteorologist Kendall Smith is standing by with a first look at our forecast. Kendall?
Yes, Quentin. Well, we saw a beautiful evening in the Golden Triangle. This is looking at our Alpha Insurance time lapse from this evening at the sunset that took place. Check this out. Look how beautiful the sun was. I really hope you were able to get outside and do something outdoors because it was just a gorgeous evening. And those conditions will continue for this evening as well, as temperatures are making it into this mid to upper 60s for the most part. 68 in Macon, 65 in Louisville, and 63 in Starkville. And we are not going to drop very much for our overnight lows. Our lows will make it into those upper 50s for the most part, and really favorable conditions are in store. And then for tomorrow, lots and lots of sunshine is to be expected. Make sure you get outside and do something outdoors. Quentin?
Thanks, Kendall. Google is bringing its coding crash course to Mississippi. 4th through 6th grade students in Brandon are learning that technical work doesn't have to be boring. Courtney Ann Jackson explains.
The chatter you hear is the sound of creativity coming alive in the North Shore Elementary Library.
And now let's go back to the waves and then try those again.
These 6th graders are writing stories, but they're not using words, they're using a coding program called Scratch.
Instead of writing code, you use blocks that work as code.
And these guys giving the crash course are from Google. It's all part of the Google CS First Roadshow. While it seems like a fun exercise, there's a bigger purpose behind creating the stories.
And it allows students to see that they can be the creators of this technology and not just consumers. Students today are exposed to a lot of technology every day, and they're not really sure, how they can contribute to it. This is a good way to show them that they are able to do that and can create wonderful things in the future.
The Rankin County School District is working to provide more opportunities like this to students.
We are already doing some computer science training in all of our schools. We're trying to incorporate it at K-12. The students are, in some cases, ahead of our teachers, and they're teaching our teachers.
Congressman Michael Guest helped bring the program to Mississippi and knows there's a long-term impact that this type of education could have.
There's a shortage of individuals in computer science and computer programming, and we need to meet that need. And we want to make sure that in Mississippi that we're training up that workforce and that we are meeting the needs that we'll have here both in our state and in our country.
Courtney Ann Jackson, WCBI News.
The Lowndes County School District gets top marks in the national survey for the 2018-2019 school year. Get this, backgroundchecks.org ranks Lowndes County 15th out of more than 100 school districts. Our Jory Talley has more on what went into the ranking.
We're very proud for the Lowndes County School District, for all of our teachers, students, and everybody that's involved. It's quite an honor to be ranked number 15 out of about 150 school districts in this state.
Backgroundchecks.org looked at a wide variety of criteria when they ranked Mississippi's top school districts. Student performance, test scores, and teacher quality were all taken into account, but district leaders are particularly proud of one number.
Graduation rate, which was at 91.8%, which that's well above the state average. And some other things that go into it is the student-teacher ratio and the percentage of students scoring at or above the proficiency level. I think it's just a reflection of the job that's being done by our people out there in the field, and we've got a lot of people up here at the central office that get out there and make sure the things that are done that need to be done. We've got a great staff up here that I've been blessed to have the opportunity to work with, and things keep look like they keep getting better each year, and we're very proud of that.
New Hope Elementary principal and the district's Administrator of the Year, Dr. Christy Adams, believes growth played a big role in landing on the list.
When I came to New Hope Elementary 2 years ago, we started digging into data and rewarding the students that grew on the state test. And we know everybody can't be proficient or above, but everybody can show growth, and that's all we ask, is that the students show growth.
She says that growth is made possible not only because of the students who sit here, but also because of the people at the front of the classroom.
The teachers are great, and they know where the students are and where they need to get to, and they do all the work on getting them there.
That was our Jory Talley reporting there. Now, several area school districts also made the list. Boonville, Tupelo, Union County, and Monroe County school districts were all ranked in the top 25. 2 Northeast Mississippi school districts will soon have new leaders, but the changes will involve familiar faces in both school districts. Both the incoming and outgoing leaders of the Nettleton School District currently work on the same campus. Tim Dickerson will transition from being principal of Nettleton High School to being the superintendent of the school district. Brian Jernigan is leaving the superintendent position at Nettleton to take over as superintendent of Monroe County Schools. Now, both men worked together for 10 years at the Monroe County School District. They say having that work history makes the transition smoother for both school districts.
Well, we're certainly able to be frank with each other, and that does help with us knowing each other so long. You know, he tells me what's working and what's not working.
With me going out and him coming in and him being so close in proximity to this office, we can have candid conversations frequently throughout the year, throughout the day, and I can give him updates on things of where we are in terms of improvement, construction. I have got an entry plan for him already.
Now, both men officially began their new roles on July 1st. Scott Cantrell is retiring as superintendent of Monroe County Schools. The Special Olympics Flame of Hope makes its way through Tupelo this evening en route to Keesler Air Force Base for the 2019 Special Olympics. A crowd of local supporters joined law enforcement officers as they carry the flame through Veterans Memorial Park. Major Chris DeBack says he coordinates the torch run and says it builds awareness for the Special Olympics.
It's not only sports, but it's life skills. This shows them that they can do anything. Anything you set your mind to, you can achieve.
Major DeBeck also expressed his appreciation for the support his department has received since the murder of Officer Robert McKenneth on Sunday night.
Well, lots of sunshine is to be expected for tomorrow, but those storms out west will be making their way into our area by the middle of this week. More on those rain chances coming up next.
AccuWeather forecast with meteorologist Kendall Smith.
Well, a beautiful evening out in Tupelo currently. This is taking a live look in downtown Tupelo. Temperatures are currently sitting in those mid-60s, and wind is light and variable and calm, so really favorable condition. And this is much of the same for much of the southeast. We're looking at 64 in Columbus, 68 slightly warmer down in Jackson, and look this 75 in New Orleans. And speaking of a beautiful evening, check out this sunset from Liz Guyton in West Alabama. Gorgeous picture she sent in to us. I hope you were able to enjoy it like she was. So what can you expect for the rest of this evening? Well, temperatures will make it into those mid-50s for the overnight low, mainly clear skies, still comfortable weather, really favorable conditions. And then we will stay really favorable conditions for tomorrow as well. So highs will top out in those mid-60s. We're looking at 86 in Houston, 86 in Bruce, and 86 in Pontotoc. Slightly warmer for our southern counties. We're looking at 88 in the Golden Triangle, Philadelphia 88, 87 in Louisville, and 86 in Ackerman. And then much of the same for West Alabama as well. 86 in Reform, 86 in Aliceville, as well as 86 up in Vernon. So really beautiful day. Make sure you get outside to do something outdoors because this might be the last chance we see sunshine for a little while. So we will stay dry this evening on into your Tuesday. Not even hardly seeing very much cloud cover on your Tuesday, but that will change as we push through into your Wednesday. The cloud cover starts to increase with a nice southerly flow right ahead of this next storm system out to our west on Wednesday afternoon. If these storms do make it to our area, that is questionable at this time, but they will push through, and then by Thursday morning we should be dry. But the biggest chance for some thunderstorm activity will be on Thursday afternoon. This is stopping this around 2 o'clock on Thursday. Mostly widespread showers and thunderstorms at this time. Some of these storms could be slightly stronger to severe nature. However, we will continue to monitor the situation as it gets closer. And we will keep those rain chances around throughout the end of your week into your weekend as well. So the storm predictions has placed a severe weather outlook for our area not for our area on Wednesday, but it's mainly out to our west in Arkansas, Louisiana, Oklahoma, and Texas. But that severe weather threat will continue to push closer to our area on Thursday. So this is our greatest chance to see some slightly stronger to severe storms that are possible. And like we said, we will continue to monitor the situation. So for tomorrow, beautiful day, almost like a carbon copy, if not nicer day as it was today, and lots of sunshine is to be expected. We will bring those clouds back in for your Wednesday with a 20% chance of showers, and then ramping those rain chances back up for your Thursday with some of these storms being slightly stronger to severe nature, dropping that severe threat off for your Friday and Saturday, but we will be raining on into the start of next work week.
One area university finds out where its teams are headed for postseason play. We check in a little later in sports. Welcome back. It's a common but dangerous condition. High blood pressure affects 75 million Americans, and it can also lead to other health problems as well. In tonight's Health Talk with Baptist, we find out why it's important to know your numbers.
What is high blood pressure? High blood pressure, also known as hypertension, is a widely misunderstood medical condition. Some people think those with hypertension are tense or nervous or hyperactive. Hypertension has nothing to do with a person's personality. The truth is, you can be as calm and a relaxed person and still have hypertension. Blood pressure measures the force pushing against the walls of your arteries as your heart pumps blood filled with oxygen through your body. Healthy arteries stretch like elastic when the heart pumps blood through them. Normal blood pressure is a top number of less than 120 and a bottom number of less than 80. You are at risk for high blood pressure if your top number is between 120 and 139 and your bottom number is between 80 and 89. Any blood pressure higher than 140/90 is considered high. The harder the blood pumps, the more those arteries stretch. So over time, if the force of the blood pressure is often high, the tissues that make up the arteries get stretched beyond its healthy limits. This can create weak spots in the blood vessel, which make them even more prone to rupture, or it can cause tiny tears in the blood vessels that leave scar tissue on the walls of the arteries and the veins. These tears and scar tissue are like tiny nets that can catch debris such as cholesterol, plaque, or blood cells traveling into the bloodstreams. This can form a clot, and that can lead to a heart attack or a stroke. Also, when the arteries are not as elastic due to the buildup of cholesterol because of scarring, the heart must pump even harder to get the blood into the arteries. Over time, this increases work that can result in the damage to the heart. Join us next time for Health Talk with Baptist, when we will discuss causes, risk factors, and symptoms of high blood pressure.
Mail your topic suggestions to healthtalk@wcbi.com. Health Talk has been brought to you by Baptist Memorial Hospital Golden Triangle.
High school playoffs continue on with some Monday night makeup action. Highlights from the Diamond are next in sports.
WCBI Sports with Courtney Robb.
The postseason is quickly approaching for college softball and baseball. After a pair of successful seasons, the MUW softball and baseball teams gather to wait for each team's fate in the USCAA Small College World Series. Each team was ranked third in the most recent USCAA coaches poll. The Owls baseball team earns the 5th seed, and the softball team earns the 3 seed. The 2019 Small College World Series begins on May 12th in Dubois, Pennsylvania. About a month after entering into the transfer portal, former Ole Miss center Dominic Olejniczak has found a new team. Reported by Jeff Goodman of WatchStadium.com, the grad transfer will be finishing out his college career as a Seminole. Olejniczak had a visit at Florida State last month and was speculated to be deciding between FSU and UNC Charlotte. Olejniczak helped the Rebels to its first NCAA tournament since 2015, averaging 5.3 points and 3 rebounds per game. South Pontotoc taking on Houston. Cougars move on to the next round with a win. Bottom of the second, one on base, Lane Teeter at bat, and a Cougar takes off trying to steal second, but she gets hosed down by Georgia McMullen for the out. Then at the top of the 6th, PJ Cooper hits one to center, but the outfielder drops it for an error, bringing the runner home for the first run of the ball game, and the Toppers win by a final of 3-0. But it'd be the Lady Cougars who would come back and win Game 3 and advance to the state championship. A decisive Game 3 between Nanawoya and Hamilton. Winner advances to the South Half Final. Warriors on the board first. Jake Kite with a base hit to left. Coley Taylor coasts across the plate for the game's first run, and the Warriors take a 1-0 lead. Hamilton answering right on back. Jamie Dean Atkins rips one to left. And then Kate Smith is going to turn on the Jets, ties the game up by coming into home. An amazing playoff atmosphere in Hamilton this evening. The Lions take the lead. Gabe Burcham hits a grounder. Nice play from Tanner Luke at third to get the out. And Nathan Fast testing third. Throw is off into the fence. The Fast races home, comes in for the run, and Hamilton eliminates the 2-time defending champs, defeating Nanawoya 4-3. The Lions will face Stringer in the 1A South Half Final. Well, over in North Pontotoc in the baseball playoffs as the Vikings play Houston in Game 3. Blaze Gann pitching for Houston. First inning, Vikings up. Bo Howell hits one to left field for a double. That scores another run for North Pontotoc. Second inning, Houston responding back. Ethan Dyer on the mound. Shamar Crawford takes this ball for a ride to deep left field. It's off the scoreboard. That's a home run for the Toppers, who trail 4-1. We head to the bottom of the second. All end zone standout. Corley Hooper at bat hits one to left field. Another Viking will score as Hooper gets the single, and they go up 6-1. And the Vikings go on to win by a final of 13-3. The Vikings take the series and will face Boonville in the North Half Final. North Half Final in the MAIS featuring rivalry baseball. Starkville Academy taking on Heritage. Pats start off in a big way. KJ Smith takes one for a ride to left, plants it beyond the fence for a 2-run homer. Pats take a 2-0 lead after 1 inning. Sums up the day for the Vols. Harris McReynolds lifts one. We're going to see it get shot out to center field, but an incredible catch from J.R. Lott for the third out. The Patriots adding insurance in the fourth. Carter Putt hits one deep enough to bring Smith home from third. Pats unable to get to third, but that's all they need. Blaze Berry pitches a one-hitter for the Pats, and Heritage Academy takes game 1 of the series 4-0. Some more scores from a few Monday night make-up games. Saltillo and Lewisburg with a tied series. Saltillo gets the win over Lewisburg 7-4. The Tigers advance to play a North Half Final. And Tishomingo and Kosciuszko fighting it out. TCPS pulls out the win 5-3, and they advance to the state championship. That's it for sports. Your last look is next. Stick with us.
Well, a beautiful day is in store for Tuesday and a pretty nice day as well for Wednesday, but unfortunately we'll bring those rain chances back in on Thursday. Some of those storms could be slightly strong to severe nature, but we'll drop that severe weather threat off for the weekend. But we will unfortunately be rainy for Mother's Day.
So a rainy Mother's Day.
That's what it appears to be at this time, yes.
I didn't have that in my forecast. I actually had plans outdoor to do a little surprise with my mom.
Oh,
So I
yes.
should kind of consider changing that now.
Yes, just possibly. We'll give it some time, but just maybe have some alternate plans.
I'm going to take it into account.
Okay.
Have a good night, everyone.